Once more, all meditation is communion via praying. We pray, and by praying, we open a cell phone line type connection with God. And because we consider God in our mind, which is capable only of giving names and seeing forms, we try to give to God attributes of a person, and then we get angry. Why did this God, Mr. Gentleman, let this happen, and why did they not? And at the end of it, even if we will philosophize, we will say, if there was a God, then there wouldn't be violence. If there was God, then there would be no counts, there would be no concentration camps. At the end of it, it will all boil down to, if there was a God, then I should be having more love in my life. If you feel that you have enough love in your life, whether it be sexual love, whether it be physical love, whether it be, you are not going to be worried about that there was this whole community which went through this whole so much amount of sacrifice 40 years ago. You won't be even concerned what happened 40 years ago, 40 seconds ago, 40 minutes ago. If you feel in your heart that you have enough love, you are not going to be concerned about historical things. Your mind is not going to be running around, oh, this happened, therefore I do not trust in a God. So 90% of the people nowadays think it is God has become uncool, especially amongst the youngsters. And why not? Why not? Let God be uncool or cool. So God is not cool, and then and more than that, if you believe in a God, you are stupid. Not even are you uncool, but if you believe in a God, then that means there is something wrong with your thinking. Your mind is wrong, and you are you all of us who are in this meditation are as it is. As it is, when you become spiritual, you become less materialistic. You cannot focus only on money. The moment you focus on spiritualism, you become less focused on money. And the moment you become less focused on money, in Russian they say Belaya Vorona, you become a white crow. And the moment you become a white crow, the whole society, the whole world will think of you in a demeaning manner because you do not share the common fear that everyone has. If I do not have enough money, then my life is not worth it. And if was a God, then he would be giving me tons of money. And with that money, I would buy love, respect, and all those things that make me feel that I need money. So it's a self-fulfilling prophecy and a self-fulfilling way of thinking. So when you show to the external world that money, it's important, but it's not your priority, they will first look at you with wonder. Who is this person from another planet? And they will try to judge out, make out, how is it that by saying that you are not interested in money, you are making more money? That is the guarantee. There are some people who, if you tell them and say, I want to help you, good. I want to help you without charging you anything. Some people will be happy depending upon the culture. Like if you're from Russia, then all your life the government has given you free things. You can accept it. Okay. But if you are from North America, you may get scared, and I've seen that reaction. What? So you don't take money for, let's say, helping me? Means you are after so much amount of money that I'm really scared of it now. Because the others who are also a part of you, the world around you is not separate from you. Somewhere inside us is this insecurity that is being reflected by the society around us, that if not money, then what? And money is tangible. Money you can see. Just like if you go to the park, you will see people exercising. I'm going to take out all the fat in my body. I'm going to take out all the fat in my body. And if you ask that person one for 1 second, what about the fat in your head? What about? You are working so hard with you're straining yourself to let go of your of food with sugar and calories and this and that. What about over out here? What about making your spirit lean? Because most of the spirits on the planet right now have got a heaviness of, I want this, I really want this, I really, really, really want this. And most of the time it is not, oh, I really want enlightenment. It is, I want either something. I want the neighbors to pay me more attention. I want a couple of more orgasm, a couple of more here, there, something. And if not sex, then maybe something that will do for sex. So I'll have sweet and chocolate. And it's okay. But meditation, when you have come over out here, is to make the spirit practice and make it lean by letting go. And it's in letting go that you uncover who you are. And when you uncover who you are, everything that you think you need becomes needless. The word is a mind game, and we have given to God the attributes of a person. We cannot imagine, envisage, think of a God who is without attributes. Shiva behind me is eternity, and this is a conditional way of imagining him. He is not a Mr. Shiva, and on my right I have Mr. Angel, Mr. Michael, Archangel. In the Bible also there is no reason, there is nothing written where and how did the angels come. They just came. There is no, in the Genesis, this was how the angels were created, that's how they come. Michael just shows up and hits at Lucifer. Where did he come from? How did he come? No explanation. Because these are conditional attributes, way of thinking, a name and a form, so that our mind can seeing these name and forms. Looking at a cell phone, we can contact, let's say, our parents. But is the cell phone our parent? No, it's a tool. Similarly, these images are tools so that our meager mind, which can function only with name and forms, can understand or can communicate or can at least address the desire to communicate and a little bit more know about yourself, because knowing about yourself is the only truth which is valid. We all see in the movies and this and all the Greek historians, the truth will set you free, the truth will do this, the truth will do that. What truth? How can on this planet be any truth? If you ask me what is the one of the most things, like if you ask me for the time, by the time I tell you the time, it has changed. By the time I tell you the weather is like this, it has changed, because the world is rotating, the universe is changing. There can be no truth, no solidity, nothing which is lasting on this planet, in the universe, including money. So Where did even this concept of truth come from? What is the truth that will set you free or us free? And it's just a way of looking at it. It's just a way of looking at it. Some of you are always asking me for stories, so I'll give you a small story today. One of the best stories on the planet is called The Death of a Clerk. It's about a small clerk who is sitting in the theater and sneezes. So he's a small time clerk, he sneezes, and he's glad that no one has noticed that he sneezed in the crowd. Suddenly, a few rows ahead, he sees that another person takes off his hat and wipes it off. Rather, even his head, he wipes it off, and he understands, oh my God, my spit when I sneezed, or worse, went and flew to this other person's head, and this other person took off and cleaned out his head, etc. And then he recognized, oh my God, this person who just cleaned up his head is one of the bosses of the other department. And this starts to shake this clerk really heavy. He gets stressed, and in the lunchtime of the theater, he reaches this other person and says, "Please, sir, you are a general, and I know that, and please, you are from the other department. Please, I sneezed." And the general says, "I didn't notice even. Bye." And this guy is now comes back. Oh, okay, he didn't notice it. And but then he says, he said goodbye to me with a very dismissing. That means that he will talk with my boss and he will get me laid off. And now he comes home all stressed out and he goes to his wife. And wife says, "Oh, he's from another department. Let it be." But he said, "No, but he was very dismissive." He said, "Go." And his tone was very curt. And now this guy doesn't sleep in the night. And next day he goes to the general, and the general is meeting with the public and is taking down the complaints of the people as he should be. And he reaches him after a wait of 2 hours or so. And he goes, "Please, sir, yesterday in the theater, it was I who sneezed at you, and please forgive me, forgive me, forgive me." And the general is again, "I don't remember, but okay, go off. Like you are wasting my time when I'm working for the people." And now this guy is really, oh, the general got angry at me. And he comes, and again on the next day, again he goes, and the next time the general is very, "Get away from me," and he asks him to be escorted out. And now this guy comes home and dies of a heart attack. The same way, we all have had body, we all have bodies, and our bodies have done something sexual, something non-sexual, most of it sexual, most of it sometimes for money, some things we have done. It is impossible to go through our life not having done things that we consider to be stupid, but in reality we are really proud of them. And if we were to be sent back on this planet, we would again and again be doing it because they were worth it. And we think that this God is like this general. In reality, he cares. He doesn't. He doesn't. And we have all this stress inside us. My God, I did this or that happened, because we are giving to God a personality, and we are giving him a character of judging because we are judging. So we think that God is also judging. God or godliness can never be described by a human brain. We have some close around attributes, but each attribute has got a dangerous aspect to it. If we say God is love, then what about the concentration camps? If we say God is endless, yes, but my time on this planet is going to be soon coming to an end. If we say God is like this, then there is always going to be something like that which is which is present in our life and creates for us discomfort making us believe either God has got contradictions, either God is also causing all these murders and rapes and COVID, especially nowadays COVID. So it is God which has done this, and God has an agenda. He's doing this, that, because we have a judgment call, and we think that God thinks like a person, but God in reality is infinity, and everything that our mind can say, this and that, everything godliness is not. And the ultimate enlightenment, the ultimate form of God that we can recognize, is you look into, imagine that you're looking into the eyes of your own self in the mirror. And now behind the eyes, see the power that makes the eyes see. I'm not talking about the rays of light. I'm not talking about the optics. The power that makes your eyes see whatever they are seeing. Whatever you see may be good or bad. Whatever you hear may be good or bad. Whatever you say may be good or bad in your judgment calls. Whatever you feel may be good or bad. But God is in the formless enablement. That's the closest that I can describe to you. The enablement that you can see, hear, speak, sense, feel. That enablement, that formless, whatever you can see and feel is useless. The fact that you can see and feel is godliness. And you will do things which are good and bad, and that is not God. The fact that you can do something is godliness. That is the total of enlightenment. I'll tell you another story.